Hello there. Welcome to week 1 of building the Battle of UMBARA in LEGO. So a few of you may be wondering, what about Gamma Squad Part 3? And originally I was going to build it and bring it to Brick Fair, Virginia in August, but unfortunately I don't think I'm going to have time. It was going to be my largest build yet. It was going to be this epic battle, this climax of this story that I wanted to tell, but unfortunately I don't think I'm going to have enough time. But I will get to it eventually after this Brick Fair coming in August. And once I get to it, I promise that it will be worth it. So yeah, unfortunately, I am delaying Gamma Squad Part 3, but I'm still planning on making this a pretty sizable build, spanning about 2x3 gray base plates. Anyways, without further ado, welcome to building UMBARA. So I am building specifically the UMBARAN airbase that the clone troopers capture during this arc of the Clone Wars. Specifically, I am focusing on the episode Carnage of Krell, which is the final episode where the clone troopers go to arrest Krell. So this right here is supposed to be the massive tower that is at the center of the base, where Krell jumps out of the window at the top right here, jumps down onto this area here, and where the main battle is going to be taking place of General Krell versus all of the clone troopers. The most difficult part about this tower is definitely going to be the rounded nature of it. I'll throw a picture of it up on screen right now so you can kind of see what I'm talking about, but that's definitely going to be the biggest thing that's going to make or break this mock. You can see all these lines and circles on the drawing right here, and those are supposed to signify these blue lines that run around the ground of the base, and I really wanted to capture that because it's definitely a very distinct aspect of UMBARAN architecture. I also wanted to build a custom UMBARAN starfighter, so you see I can kind of drew one right here. To start out, I just want to build one, but if I can, I would ideally build another. I think maybe having them both parked on like one side or maybe one on each side. And then these question marks right here, I may build the UMBARAN hangars, but I'm still not 100% sure about that yet. It depends on where I am when I finish everything else. But if I have time, then I think they could make a cool addition. But definitely the main focus of this build is going to be this tower. It's going to be tall. It's going to be what draws people's eyes to it. And I need to build it in this way that when I bring it to Brick Fair, I can transport it easily. So that's definitely going to be the main focus of this build series, is making a good looking and structurally sound tower. Anyways, I think that's good for the overview. And as you can see over here, I have some minifigures to show you. Alright, so these are the figures that I have available for this mock. So starting from the left to the right, I have one UMBARAN figure, and I don't know if I will be including any UMBARANs in this build. If I do, it would be if I build the prison section of the complex, because you do see a couple of captured UMBARANs in there. But if I don't, then I probably won't use them. Then over here we have General Krell, and one of the things that I might want to do is get some light up lightsabers, and I don't really know where to go for that. So if anyone has any suggestions, or I can get light up double-bladed lightsabers, that would be greatly appreciated. But yeah, I'm going to definitely try to pose him in some interesting ways. He has his 4 arms, and he doesn't have any, head opposability, so that's not great, but I'll have some cool action with his lightsabers nonetheless. Then we have some of the named clones up front. We have Kix, Jesse, who I am going to get a new helmet from Clone Army Customs. This one just does not look that great. Rex, Fives, and I am going to be getting a new Fives, probably either Clone Army Customs or Republic Bricks. Dogma and Tup. So those clones are the named clones that I'm going to be using in the build. And then we have all of my Phase 2 501st Grunts, and we have 2 ARF Troopers here that I might include. And here are their ATRTs, which they're my own custom design. I've given them the 501st blue paint job. I think they look pretty good. I've given some of them the new macro binoculars because in the beginning of the episode, when the 501st and 212th are tricked to fight against each other, they are wearing these macro binoculars. When they walk up to the tower to confront Krell, they are still wearing them, and then they take them off. And then they put them back on when they go to pursue Krell in the forest. So I thought, why not include a couple of them with the macro binoculars? And finally, we have my small 212th army here. Some of them with the macro binoculars again. And I do have a sealed ATT, which will give me 3 more 212th. And I might buy a couple more. They're about $10 right now in the US on Bricklink. So I could buy a couple more. But yeah, so these are the figures. I'm definitely not going to be using all of these 501st troopers, but those are the ones that I have available to me. And now it's time to get some build progress. So I've already gotten a tad bit of building done already, and that's because I needed to see if this was possible. If it wasn't possible, then this whole idea would have had to have been scrapped. But luckily, I figured out a way that I can get the kind of circular domed effect of the tower. You can see using the hinge plates, I was able to get the angle to go across to kind of get this quarter circle. I made use of Technic bricks because I really need to be sturdy, and now made a right angle here to just give a lot of support. But where I began to have trouble was this bottom panel, this back panel behind these two, which I made use of the panel pieces, and I tried many designs to fill this gap. Here are some of my attempts, but the biggest problem that I was running into was because I was trying to attach the panel to either this one or this one, when I finally realized that it needed to be at its own unique angle so it didn't cause any weird gaps. So moving the game around once again, you might be able to see kind of how I did that. Just attaching this plate to a headlight brick right there. I got it to be at its own angle, and I have that bracket piece to make sure that it's kind of just staying flush with it. All this has been heavily inspired by Rich Boy J's Camino mock. The techniques he's using to get his domed effect of the Camino City. So without him, this would not have been possible, definitely. But yeah, I needed to do this panel and this panel just to make sure that it was possible. Now that it is possible, I know for a fact it is possible, I need to just start replicating it, making it larger. So basically I'm going to have 2 panels more below this, so this will be up in the air around there, which means that I need to bring these Technic bricks down, which I need longer ones. I'm going to have to replace all of these Technic bricks, which might take a while, but that's probably going to be one of the first things I do. I'm going to do that, and I'm going to start replicating it. I'm going to have one more panel up here, and then the tower is going to go up. I am probably going to go do a time lapse of me just continuing to work on this, making more progress, getting all these panels replicated, and making more room for more panels going up and down, experimenting, maybe adding a bit more details to some of these panels as well. So let's get into it. Alright, so in that time lapse, I went in, I finished this half circle, and I made it a bit more sturdy. So I basically just repeated exactly what I did on this side, back over here, and this is going to work. I think this is definitely a good start for this tower. You know, it's pretty sturdy. Shouldn't really be breaking. This part's a little. Might go back and reinforce this area a little bit, but other than that, it should be good. And also, I try experimenting with different colors. So I'm trying to decide, and let me know what you think, if I should go with dark gray or light gray. Originally, I was going to go with light gray for the tower and then dark gray for the floor of the base. But I'm thinking that might look better if I did dark gray for the tower and light gray for the floor of the base. The only problem with doing dark gray is that I just don't have as large of a collection as light gray. You can already see I'm already ran out of some of my dark gray panel pieces. Like this is all that's left of them. So yeah, let me know what you think, what color I should do. But I could just purchase more. If it makes the mock look better, I think it's going to be worth it. But yeah, let me know. Next, I'm going to try to experiment with the floor design, the floor of the base. Just kind of show examples of what I wanted to do, some of the different techniques to kind of capture the look of it from the show. So yeah, I'll get back to you with that. So I've been doing a little bit of work, and this is the design I came up with for what I want to do for the entire floor. So it's very kind of cubicle design. I'll put up a picture, and also something that I noticed when I was looking at this picture, there's some kind of yellow and black lines going around in like circular patterns. So I'll try to include those as well in the mock. But anyways, this is what I've got done. So I included some plates, ingots, and a door hinge, or one of these cabinet doors, I mean. And all I did is that I fit the little door handle right there into this headlight brick, the backside of this headlight brick. So yeah, this is just one of these headlight bricks on its backside. And I just fit the door hinge into the hole right there. And then for these are the sign piece. And then I just attach it to one of those bricks with the bar on the side, just to give a little depth and texture to it. But talking about the color for the tower, I talked to some people, and I think I'm definitely going to be going with the light gray rather than the dark gray, and then dark gray for the floor, which I think is definitely going to be the best option. But still, let me know if you think otherwise, and give me any, you know, feedback, criticism. I'm open to anything. So I think that's all the progress I'm going to be making in this episode, so let's head to the outro. So that's going to be it for this week of building UMBARA. So I think we made a lot of good progress, you know, really set the stage, what I want to do with this build, and about how I'm going to accomplish it. You know, there's still a lot of stuff that I have to figure out. There's a lot of tricky techniques that I'm going to have to figure out on how to get this kind of curved design of the tower. So next week, my plan is just to work more on the tower, make it taller, get all the techniques kind of set in stone, and so I can just start building up the panels, adding detail and stuff like that. So I don't know if this is going to be a weekly series. That was my original intent, but it could be possible that just something happens, I'm not able to, and if so, then I'll definitely try to make it bi-weekly, if anything. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you later. Bye.